Hello, 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 Facebook land. Hello, Human Design Collective. Apologies for the delay. My entire computer shut down just as I was coming on. So thank you, Mercury, for everything that you do to support us. Okay, let me come and tag you because what I'm going to be sharing with you today is not only epic, but also essential viewing, even if I say so myself. So I'm just going to come and find you. Let's have a little look. And as you are jumping on, I just went right past it. As you are jumping on, come and say hello. Let me know you're here. I have the power of the everyone tag, but I don't know if it's going to work. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can change it in here. This will be worth it when I get past this bit, honestly. Maybe it's not working. Oh, wow. Well, come and say hello. If you're here, come and say hello. The more you say hello, the more everyone else can find us as well. I'm just going to press everyone and see what happens. Let's see what the magical world of Facebook. It's tagging someone else. Okay, I'm going to leave that. Okay, so come and say hello. If you're watching me and you're seeing the challenges that I'm having with this, come and say hello. Let me know you're here. So today, the high demand effect. This is going to be a really potent masterclass. It is going to be really focused on how you can come into a space in your business where you know exactly what to do to become high demand, to be able to stand out and be positioned as the go-to expert, the desirable expert in your industry. Hey, Julia, how are you, lovely? And how you can really work with the times as they are at the moment, because honestly, they are not as bad as we think they are. And I'm just tagging some people, then I'm leaving this. It's done. Okay, so such random messages that I'm just sending out at the moment. Okay, this is going to be really worth it. So Julia, hopefully you have your pen and paper and you are ready to dive in. And I want to start by sharing my screen because I don't want to share like that. Share screen. Okay, amazing. We have some kind of thing working. Okay, amazing. So basically, if you have never met me before, I would love you to come in and say hello. Let me know who you are. If you have seen me before, welcome back. I'm so excited to be back on Facebook. And I cannot tell you how excited I am to share this specifically with you. And all of the aspects of this training are going to be incredible. Hi, lovely. I can't see who it is. If you can give StreamYard permission, that would be amazing. But I love being called darling, so please carry on doing that. That's incredible. Okay, so the high demand effect. I'm not going to go on too long with introductions. I'm already a few minutes late, so come and say hello as you're joining, listening whilst traveling. Amazing. The more you're commenting, the more other people will be able to find this as well. So keep commenting. Plus, from one generator to, I know there's more generators in here, you know what it's like to respond. So this is super interactive. Hi, Siska. Use this to be your space where you can respond to me as well. And I'll respond to you. Hi, Amber. How are you, beautiful? Okay, so the high demand effect, stand out and sell out even in a recession. Let's move into this. For those of you who have never seen me before, this doesn't look unusual. For those of you who have seen my masterclasses before, slides, a little bit unusual, but I really felt called to do it this way. So let's go. In the next 60-ish minutes, this is packed full of information. So 60-ish, you will get clarity on the 3 things your business needs so that you can become the standout expert and finally get consistent income, even in a recession. Who's here for that? Who is here for consistent income, even in a recession? Hey, Sam, how are you, lovely? This is for you if you're feeling the fear of recession and constant anxiety because you don't know which way to move forward to get business results. Let me know if this resonates with you, because I really have been feeding into the energy in the group, but I've also been feeding into the when you came into the group, some of you had different questions and you were telling me what it was that you most wanted to get from this experience. So I've really been feeding into it. Yeah, 105 pages. I didn't even notice that until you just pointed that out, to be honest, Sam, because you're one energy and I'm not. So I'm good and excited for this. Amazing. Yes, please. Amazing, Julia. Okay. So it feels a little bit like this at the moment, doesn't it? I mean, I don't even watch the news, but from one day to the next, even what I'm hearing from people and seeing from people and experiencing from people, I'm like, oh, what is happening? What is going on in the world right now? So it can feel like you're literally just like one moment away from a nervous breakdown because of all of the delightful news in the media, because of all of the different strategies you can go with your business, because of all of the different things that we've been told to do and pulled in all of these different directions and being overwhelmed and confused in the process. So hats off to Brittany. Thank you for representing how we're all feeling so well right now. This is for you if you have inconsistent income and you've tried so many strategies, you feel like a business octopus. We've all been there, right? A little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's like you're an octopus in the pick and mix store. The only result you have is frustration and overwhelm, maybe a bigger credit card bill. Is this resonating? We're ready to move beyond this because it doesn't have to be this complicated. We're not solving like these complex equations about how to move our business forward. But because there's so many different options, because there's so many different ways to do it, it can feel like that. It can feel like it's solving, I don't know, the square root of pi. And you're just really no idea how to move forward. But I'm going to change all of that for you. This is for you if you routinely try on another blueprint, even though you know they don't work, and then you hate yourself for it. I have totally been there. Even more recently than you might like to think. I'm like, maybe this blueprint would be a great idea. Luckily, I have a lot of same people in my life who say, no, Shah, no. Okay, so hold up. Before we get into all of the juiciness, let's put some excitement into this. What I would love more than anything, this is a brand new group, and in brand new groups, the algorithm doesn't quite work yet. With brand new groups, especially when I can't tag everyone, I know someone's just done it for me. Thank you so much. With brand new groups, the algorithm doesn't always put this to the top. So if we are all engaging, that means that more people in this group who have decided to come to this group purely for this masterclass, because there's nothing else in here right now, it means that they can see it as well. Plus, it means that you're going to be focused on what I'm sharing, because ultimately what I'm sharing is for your benefit. What I'm sharing is essential for businesses, whether we're in a recession or not. It's really important stuff what I'm going to be sharing with you. So I'd like you to be focused as you can around, I appreciate it's probably tea time and stuff like that as well. And I'd really like for you to be eyes on what I'm sharing, because it's going to be so powerful. So I'm going to do a human sign reading plus some human sign training goodies worth £1,000 plus for the person who is the most engaged as we're moving through this. Plus I'm a generator. I love it. I love it when you're engaged. It really gets my vibes, which gets your vibes. And it's this beautiful transference of energy that we all get to benefit from. So all you've got to do is ask me questions, be engaged, comment, create some engagement as we're moving through this. And if you're the most engaged, you will win this prize. And one more. If you stay until the end, I will send you a 10-minute business alchemy ritual for massive and rapid results. This is tried, tested, and proven to bring in massive business results in only 10 minutes a day. So stay until the end. I promise you that this is valuable and that it will change how you look at business, how you look at your business, how you look at what you're being told to do outside of your business. So I'd like you to stay until the end, because it is really going to support you. So being there with multiple blueprints without a doubt, right? Like the octopus. I really like that example of the octopus, and then going through all the different blueprints, even though we know they don't work. There's no, we've got no evidence that it works, and yet we still are pulled in. There's reasons for it. There's lots of reasons. Okay, so who am I and why you should listen to me? I did use the S word. For those of you who know me, know that I don't like to use the S word. It's the ultimate swear word in my world. But actually, for the purpose of this, I've used it intentionally because it's super powerful. I'm the founder of the Human Design business and creator of the Sovereign Code and Human Design Alchemy. Anything that I teach, I am qualified in and embodied in. There is nothing that I'm going to share with you that I have not done or do and that I have not been qualified in. I'm a 5-2 sacral generator. I've got 22 plus years marketing experience, which makes me feel so old every time I say that. I've got a marketing degree, an MBA. I'm a master's lecturer. I had a corporate career in business development and marketing. I've been a business owner for actually nearly 11, well, it will be 11 years next month. I'm a #1 Amazon author, and I'm a mama and adventurer stroke world schooler. Hello, I'm a Leo rising with Leo sign with rising Aquarius. So I don't like to do things in the normal traditional way. So for those of you who resonate with that, then drop me drop me an emoji. Let me know where my fellow rebels and revolutionaries are. Okay, so here's what we're going to do today. We're going to look at your essential business growth strategy in a recession, aka the strategy for certainty in uncertain times. We're also going to look at how you can create standout positioning so that you become the go-to expert in a crowded marketplace, which is also essential in a recession. And I'm going to break down exactly why that's essential. We're also going to cover the secret to rapid client transformation, which becomes your ultimate magnetic marketing strategy. Did somebody say waitlist? Because when you are creating rapid client transformation, people are talking about you and people have to work with you. You become the person on their vision boards. Okay, hell yes, amazing. Okay, so let's talk about the non-negotiables of being high demand. I mean, ultimately, you're here to be high demand. Ultimately, you have come to a masterclass, which is all about the high demand effect. What does that mean to you? Let's just take a moment and really tune into what that means to you, because my intention behind this is that when you are high demand, it's a little bit like when Apple launches a new phone and you've got people sleeping out all night and queuing up around the block to get their hands on that phone, to be the first person to get their hands on that phone. It's like when everybody is waiting for the next phone to come along. This is what I want, and my desire for you is that you become so high demand that people are queuing up to work with you, that people are falling over themselves to join your programs, that people are talking about you to everybody else because you're so incredible. And so when you have space and when you open up a new program or a new mastermind or one-to-one spaces, that it is effortlessly sold out. Okay. High demand equals consistent stream of clients who want to work with me. Exactly. But more than that, what I would love it to mean is that you are the desirable go-to expert, that people desire to work with you. They're hanging out looking for when you're going to launch something new. They're waiting for you to launch something for them. So let's get into this because we have got loads to cover. So non-negotiable #1 is to innovate your way. Innovate your way. I want to go through and break down some lies right now. There's three core lies that I want to break down for you. I call this the masculine method, because ultimately we are in a patriarchal society. We have been conditioned most of our lives to be in the masculine, to do more, to create more, to be logical, to be in our heads and to be in that space. This is why we keep coming back to the blueprints. This is the reason exactly why we do that, because this is what we've been taught. So the lies that I want to break down for you is that recession is doom, blueprints are the savior, and if you do more, you'll sell more, okay? Or the answer is to do more and sell more. These are not the truths. These are not the things that I would say to anybody ever. So we're going to move through this. And this is why you see in all of the promotional and the information leading up to this session that recession has been in little, whatever they're called, those things, bunny ears. I don't know what they're called. Because, and I heard somebody say this recently and it really resonated with me, is that recession is like, it's a mindset, it's a state of mind, it's a belief system. And of course, I mean, I'm not going to go too much into this because there's so many other things to share, but, ultimately everything is cyclical. We are women, we are cyclical. We've been, conditioned in a patriarchal world that is stable, steady, or like progressively moving that way. But ultimately, we are really cyclical as women. We are cyclical as humans, actually, but as women, especially, we're very cyclical. And the economy is also cyclical. This is what happens. And the more that we can work with this, the better it becomes. Parenthesis, thank you. I knew somebody would know. So recession, what recession? This is what I'd like you to get into your head, because what happens when we hear recession and we go, oh my God, there's a recession, is everybody goes, quick, stop. Let's what do they call it? Is it moratorium? Is that what it is? Where it's like everyone battens down the hatches, starts restricting everything, and we go into this lack energy. We go into this closed down energy. And I'd like you to see me. Let me just stop sharing this screen for 1 second. Hopefully this will do, because I really want you to get this. When we go into this lack mentality and we go into the, oh my God, there's a recession, so we need to stop everything. And we're in that fear of the media telling us that we're in this recession. We literally go like this. So our energy closes down and we become unavailable to receive what is there for us to receive, as opposed to being like, amazing, bring it on. And I'm going to show you how to do this in an empowered way, right? But bring it on. This is amazing. We open our arms to receive energetically and like literally in the actions that we take. It has a very different impact for us. Okay, so how do I add this back in? Nope. Bigger, make it bigger. Okay, so essentially the statistics around this, if you look into the statistics, online coaching is still growing 6.7% every single year. Online learning, so anything that is online training, is already a $315 billion industry and is predicted to grow 20% in 6 years. That is a huge opportunity. Ad costs are lower because everybody's gone, whoa. So competition is lower in the ad space, and launches are higher because people are still buying. People are investing because they know that this is the time to move forwards with their business. This is the time that is more important than any other time to really look at what you're doing in your business. It's not the time where there's abundance to really start going, okay, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? But now is the time where actually it's a massive opportunity for all of us to look at how we're positioning ourselves and how we're using our business for expansion and for abundance and to be of service, of course. So you have an option right now. You can brace yourself. Is winter coming? I mean, it actually physically is in England. It's quite cold in my house. Brace yourself, a recession is coming, or I'm not worried about the recession. I always land on my feet. So like, where are you right now? Where is your energy around the recession and the cost of living crisis and all of the different things? Because the way that I see it is that if you are an entrepreneur, that is the biggest opportunity that you have to change that for yourself. If you're in a job, like I was employed as a marketing manager in a construction company in the recession in 2008, 2007, 2008. And I had just sold a house really high, bought a house really high, and had then my pay cut by 10%. And I had no control over it because we were in a recession. I still had a job. I've got to be grateful. I still got a job, but I've got this massive mortgage because interest rates were massive. And my pay got cut and I couldn't do anything about it. In fact, what I ended up doing was renting out the house and moving back in with my parents for a bit because there was not a lot else that could be done. So when you're an entrepreneur and you have the control, you have the empowerment of how you move forward and what you do, it's super exciting. Exactly. Excited about the possibilities. I love it. Okay, so I want to talk about the blueprint thing, right? Remember I said there's 3 myths. The recession, I feel like we've busted that. Who needs some more busting about the recession? The opportunities are massive. So if you need more busting, I'm there for it. Blueprints. You probably don't need a lot of busting over the blueprints, like myth busting. But the truth is, alignment is always going to win over a follow the leader experience. And this is the reason why blueprints have worked, because we are conditioned in this masculine way of looking for what is predictable, what is proven. And so we follow the leader. Success leaves clues, right? Tony Robbins talks about this all the time. Success leaves clues. I'm going to follow the leader. I'm going to do what they did. And the only reason it worked for them was because they were aligned with it. The only reason why it worked for them is because they were aligned with it. And if you are not aligned in the same way, then it is not going to work for you in the same way. It is going to feel harder. It is going to feel uncomfortable. It is going to feel frustrating. It is going to burn you out. There's loads of evidence that says that if you are working in a way that is not aligned for you, you lose momentum and motivation. And when you're running your own business, you kind of need those things. You also become really frustrated. And you also become, what was the other thing it said? Burnt out, because you're trying harder. You're pushing harder to try and make it work. And it's just a really miserable experience. So on the contrary, an aligned business actually increases revenue 58% faster. Like 58% faster. That's huge. They create 38% more sales. They are 72% more profitable. Because the businesses that are not aligned, what are they doing? They're spending their money trying to get into alignment when actually the core of their business is where they've got to start. And aligned businesses lose 36% fewer customers. And the cost of getting a new customer, or the effort, whatever the energy exchange is, whether it's, getting ads, or whether it's that you're building a relationship and those kind of things, is often, but not always, because I don't want to take away from the magnetism and the people who are like, yes, I need this, because that also happens. But as an average baseline, it generally takes more energy, effort, or expense to bring in new customers than it does to keep working with the same customers who already know and love you. Okay. So alignment is where the power is. Remember to ask me questions as we're going. If you have any questions, obviously, don't just make them up. And here's the other myth, right? Who was told that entrepreneur life was going to look like this? I mean, I packed up and moved to Bali for hopes of this, and it wasn't quite like this at all. Somewhere along the way, we were told that being an entrepreneur was going to be sexy. It was going to be easy. It was going to be freedom lifestyle, fulfilling, all of these things, right? I'm not the only person who had this vision in my head, was I? Who else also had this vision in their head at some point? So entrepreneur life, we were sold the dream, and here's the reality. I did some research on this only last night, actually, and I wasn't planning on even putting this in, but I was a little bit curious. Half of my degree is statistics. Like, I love the numbers. And I had a little look and I was like, wow, this is so interesting that I need to put this in. The reality is that entrepreneurs earn on average £43,000 a year. All we see online, all we see is, 6-figure launches, 7-figure business, all of those different things, right? And entrepreneurs also work on average 50.5 hours a week. 42% of people, my hair's all caught in my necklace, 42% of entrepreneurs, although I suspect a lot more, have experienced burnout. Now, burnout can even present as being, demotivated or frustrated. If you're demotivated more often than you are motivated, then that could be a sign of burnout. I suspect that most people have experienced burnout. I think 42% is really lowballing. I'm learning this. I love my current clients and putting in systems so that we can continue to work together longer term too. It's been beautiful, amazing. So ultimately, when you got into being a business owner, did you think you were creating this business or this business? Because I never got into any business for £43,000 a year, working 50 hours a week, carrying the burden of the business, carrying the strain of that, and all of the sacrifices and costs that actually go with it, and inevitably experience burnout. That was never why I got into business. Would you like another way? Would you like to know another way that you can work with your business? Is there a really long delay on this? I'm not sure if that's, I'm like filling the gaps. Would you like another way? Let me know. I'm just going to answer yes, because I mean, you're here. Yes, please. Amazing. Thank you, Julia. Another way. Yes. That's what I'm going to share with you. Don't worry. It's all about working smarter and not harder. And I cringed a little bit when I wrote this. I cringed a little bit like, oh, this is, not really something I would normally write. But it illustrates actually what we've got to look at. So it's not about doing more. It's not about selling more. You know, when things start to happen like this, where we've got this recession and everyone's going, oh my God, there's so much fear and anxiety. What are we going to do? The answer is not to do more. The answer is not to sell more even. I mean, obviously you want to make more money, but it doesn't mean you've got to go out and be like scattergun selling everything. This is what I see a lot of people doing. Quick, I've got to launch something, get something out here, like selling something new every 2 minutes from this really fearful place of I've just got to make some money really fast. Actually, what we've got to do is come back to what is sustainable, because that is a fast track route to burning your energy out, burning your motivation out, burning your audience out, probably. And I don't even like that terminology, but it's the truth. And also burning yourself out in the delivery of all of those different things you've thrown out and not get that really beautiful client experience or client result. So what we've got to do is come back and look at the fact that sustainable energy is also sustainable strategy and vice versa. When you have this sustainability built into your business, energetically and strategically, that is when you are going to be the most supported. You want to work smarter and not harder by really leveraging referrals to grow your business. This is not about more selling, it's about better selling. Referrals are so powerful. This is how I grew my first business, which was an agency. I created a marketing agency, did not do any marketing for my own agency beyond a bit of networking. And then everybody loved what I was delivering. So I got loads of referrals, and created a 6-figure business off the back of referrals. And it's a really powerful tool. And this is something that I also create in my business now. So when I sell anything new, the people who most often join those new programs are people I'm already working with or people who I've worked with. They're the first people to jump in, people who've already had some kind of contact with me or experience of working with me. And then they refer me out to other people. And this is so powerful because for every happy customer, you get 9 referrals. These are the stats behind it, right? I have people shouting me out. I have people talking about me. I have case studies. These are what are more powerful because ultimately they create 37% more revenue because the people who come from referrals have a higher level of trust. They already know that you're the person who can help them because let's face it, how many people have you invested in the online space and had no return on investment from? There's a lot of people. And return on investment isn't always monetary, by the way. There's lots of different returns on investment. How many times have you invested in somebody who you thought was going to have the answer and then they didn't? The referral process means that you are going to create more revenue. You've got higher quality leads plus 30% higher conversion. People who are referred to you are more likely to say yes, and there's a shorter buyer cycle too. I bet I can, Julia, honestly, I bet I can name more, say more. I mean, we've done it. We've all done it. We've all invested in people and not got the result. In fact, there are people who have reversed certain aspects as well, you know, and that's not a great place to be in, which is why referrals now more than ever, because there's so many more people online. There's so many people who've had subpar experiences, let's put it that way, and there's so much what's the word I want to use, skepticism, I guess, about who people are buying from, who they trust. So with referrals you also get a shorter buyer cycle because people already know they want to work with you. The other thing we want to look at in our business to work smarter and not harder is innovation. Innovative businesses thrive in and out of recession. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of this because I didn't want to overwhelm you with stats just because I geek out on them. Like, we're pretty much done with the stats, don't worry. But there is this business review that says when there's a recession, there's 4 different responses people have. Some of them are like super defensive, and it's the spectrum all the way from super defensive to innovative. And the businesses that are innovative are the businesses that ultimately thrive in a recession and really fly coming out of the recession. Okay. There's also loads of data about continue to invest in marketing. Like, the things that most people cut first are things like marketing. But when you continue to invest in those things and the business growth aspects of your business and innovation, then what actually happens is that your business is going to thrive. Okay. I referred a client to you recently, Shari. Thank you, lovely. Appreciate it. Trust me, I'm the queen of investing for little or no return. And I also take responsibility for the fact that I'm part of the problem. Sometimes, yes. Sometimes we can be. But that's also because what I'm going to share in a little bit is that we don't really know what is right for us. We don't know that part inherently or instinctively within us. So there are ways that we can work with that too. Okay, so the pandemic already showed us, right? This is only 2 years ago. The pandemic already showed us that innovative businesses were the businesses that thrived. So Curry's PC World, they created all of these online experiences. They created like online help desks where you could go talk to people and make sure you were getting the right products, and, really taking advantage of the fact that people were sat at home with nothing to do apart from online shopping. So they're like, okay, great, let's work with this. Let's get really innovative. Curry's PC World, to the best of my knowledge, is still around, thriving. The shops that did not respond to it, the shops that did not work with what was happening, the shops who were slow, probably there's a million other factors. I mean, I'm not going to go into the whole of the breakdown of their shop, but for the purpose of illustrating, there's so many different examples. But for the purpose of this, the shops that didn't innovate, Topshop, Miss Selfridge, Debenhams, Bright House, they went bust during the pandemic because they weren't innovative during that time. There's so many different examples of where people innovated and thrived during that time. And it's the same now. So do you agree it's time to find a better way? Who is on board with me? Do you want to find a better way? You ready for me to show you? Recession? What recession, right? When we know what to do in our business, we know how to work with any kind of economy. So let's find a better way. Your non-negotiable number 2 is your aligned business. Okay. I bet you're surprised about this, considering this is what I always talk about. I didn't know about Topshop. Well, it was the Arcadia group. So they were part of the Arcadia group with Miss Selfridge. Absolutely. Yes, please. Amazing. So non-negotiable number 2. So the first non-negotiable, if you remember, is to innovate in your way. The second non-negotiable is your aligned business. So the aligned business, this is Jay. Jay used the framework that I'm going to share with you. And in only 1 week, she created a $17,000 launch. She had a 100% conversion rate. And she did it all with ease. This was towards the middle of the first lockdown. I mean, how many lockdowns did we have? I can't even remember. But anyway, like at the beginning of the pandemic, and Jay did this in lockdown with a new baby with ease and created a 17K launch by implementing what I'm going to share with you. Are you ready to find out more? Because I've developed a framework that gets consistent 5-figure months without hustling or sleazy selling, so that you can have a reliable business in as little as 30 days, or like Jay, a week. Even if you feel like you have bought every course created with 0 success. Are you ready to see this? It's the same framework that created celebrity endorsements for Claire when she used it, a 20K in 8 weeks for Steph when she used it. Anita made 15,500 in 1 week and then went on to create 64,000 5 weeks after. And the same framework that ended struggle for Denise. Do you want to hear it? Do you want to see what it is? Let me know. Let me know. I want to see who is excited to see it. Who's excited to see this framework broken down? You might be able to hear my little manifester babe upstairs singing away. Yes, please. Okay. You ready to see the solution? It's the human design business sequence. Some of you may have seen this before on a board. I upgraded the experience, but it doesn't end there. So if you've seen this before and you're like, yeah, you talk about this all the time. I do talk about this all the time because it's so important, Sam. Yeah, I knew it. Because it's so powerful. I'm going to build on it. There's always a pyramid. All of my work is grounded in pyramids in the board of truth. Exactly. I was talking to a client earlier and I said, essentially, I have so many of my principles and frameworks are all pyramids. I've just got this real affinity with Maslow's. Maslow led the way. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't agree with all the things he did, but that's a story for another time. Okay, so essentially, this is how you are going to create an aligned business. And I'm going to walk you through each of these steps. Because most of us, what happens is we go right up into the masculine first, and we're up here and we're in our head. And we go, okay, I'm going to create a business and my goal is 6 figures, 7 figures, whatever it is. This is my goal. And so then this is the strategy that is going to get me to that goal. And we're creating it all in our head. And when we create in the masculine, we then have to fulfill in the masculine in order to bring it into reality, which means that we have to take action, we have to be predictable, we have to be logical, and that is so disconnected from who we are designed to be as women and where our magic actually lies. So we want to start all the way down here in the feminine. We want to start down here with this really beautiful, juicy, turn on, lit up energy, and we want to create a business that is fundamentally, foundationally created on a bed of alignment. Now, what happens is that we normally get so excited about the business and so logical that we're just doing the things and moving the business forward without thinking about how we actually want our business to be. And before we know it, we're either burnt out or we've built a business where we are an integral cog in the delivery of that business, which means that we can't take holidays anymore. We have to take our laptops with us and we can't increase what we're selling because then we burn out, and we can't hand it over because if we stop to hand it over, then the business is going to fall flat. I created that business. I created the business where I was working 18-hour days. Yeah, it was successful on the surface, 6-figure business, office, team, blah, 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 all the things. But I was working 18-hour days and couldn't disconnect from the business because I hadn't done this piece first. I hadn't looked at how I actually wanted the business to look. And I call this desire first planning, a little bit like profit first, right? You've got to plan with your desires first. You've got to know how many hours you desire to work. You've got to know what your desire is for your business to look like so that you can build a business that fulfills that alignment. Beyond that, you also have to understand your energy, which I'm going to talk a little bit about in a moment. Then we move into soulmate client. Who are you actually speaking to? And for me, it's one person at a point in time on your journey. It's you at a point in time. I worded that really terribly. It's you at a point in time on your journey because that makes you the instant expert. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have to be qualified with the things that you're sharing and all of that kind of stuff, like you do. But when you are connected with your soulmate client, you can create affinity very quickly. You can build relationship and resonance. You can speak to one person as if you're having a conversation, which really powerfully stands you out above everyone else who's doing a vanilla blanket message to connect with, I don't know, 50 million types of people. So you can really connect with that. It's a very powerful energetic strategy. And it's also a really, I was going to say powerful again. I felt like it was overused, but I'm going to go with it. A really potent actual strategy called diffuse marketing. And it's really effective at growing your audience and building that relationship really quick. So what it actually means is when you can understand who your soulmate client is, you don't have to have big audiences to create big income in your business. They don't have to correlate because we're working energetically and on a connection level. So when we move up into connection, this is how you're going to look at what your message is and how you expand your audience. You have to know who she is first to do that. You have to know what your alignment is and how your energy is designed to support you. Then we move up into your offer, which is your transformational offer. Now, your offer is not ever going to be, okay, well, it's one-to-one and it lasts 12 weeks and you get some PDFs, and that is never an offer. That is the parts, the components of an offer. Your offer is, what is the transformation? Because your soulmate client is only ever paying for the transformation. So what is the transformation? Then you want to look at how you're selling. And here's the thing, here's what's really powerful about this. Everything builds on top of the things beneath it. So when clients come to me and say, I'm not getting the sales, I don't think I'm good at selling, which happens a lot, I say, hold on. Let's have a little look at the things beneath this to see if there's something that maybe needs a little tweak. So it could be as simple as you're selling an offer that requires 5 hours a week of delivery and you're only aligned with 3 hours of delivery a week. And so you've got this conflict between your energy and your desires and the actions that you're taking. So your actions are going, by me, and your energy is going back off. So when we can tweak things and bring it into alignment, then everything works really easily. Then we take all of this that is done organically, and when that is proven and working, then we can automate it and turn it into funnels. Super simple. There is no we're not one funnel away. We don't put our whole business onto a funnel by reverse engineering other people's funnels or whatever awful things I have been taught. I'm sure other people have. And then we look at audience expansion. Now, this used to say ads, but there's so many different ways that you can do that. It could be ads, it could be PR, it could be events, it could be like doing a worldwide tour. There's so many different ways that you can do that. But when you're doing this, you already know it works because you've already proven this. Now, you can get to 5-figure consistent months without the funnels and without the expansion piece, but I would always recommend that you have that in place because that is your masculine support in your business. And why it's important to have the masculine support is because the masculine energy is the energy of money and time. And that is what most of you are looking for, right? Money and time. And when you have that masculine support and you know that you have got certainty, stability, and security in the provision of that money and time, the impact and income, then you have got much more liberation and connection to play in the feminine and to feel like it's okay to try out the new download you just had or the instinctive hit you just got without all the pressure of, but what if it doesn't make money? What if I can't pay my bills? It's a very different experience. Okay, does everyone get that? Do you want to amplify this exponentially? You want me to show you how you amplify this a little bit more? This makes so much sense. I recognize I'm out of alignment at the bottom, so now I understand why my sales are struggling. Exactly. And that alignment part, most people don't even look at. And when they do, it's because something has gone fundamentally wrong in their business and they either cannot deliver or expand because there's a delivery problem, or they're burning out, miserable, and they've got too many sacrifices. Are you ready to amplify this exponentially? And I am putting the word exponentially in there for a reason. Because essentially what I've shown you is a framework. It is not a blueprint. It would be a blueprint if I said you have to do it this way, but it's a framework. I think there's a delay on this, right? I'm just going to move on. Anyway, you can give me your yeses afterwards. Remember, engage. Make sure you're still awake and I've not bored you with slides. Okay, so the way we amplify this, I am Sam. Amazing. The way that we amplify this exponentially is we overlay your alignment blueprint on top of the framework. Now, every part of this correlates with the framework that I just showed you. For those of you who do not know, this is your human design chart. For those of you who are new to human design, your human design is essentially the blueprint of your soul. This is the only blueprint. This is why I've highlighted blueprint, because I'm anti-blueprints, the blueprint myth. I'm like, this is the only blueprint you actually ever need. Inside of this is coded your energetic alignment. So you don't have to figure it out for yourself. You no longer have to figure out what is my purpose, how am I best suited to marketing, how is the most aligned way for me to sell, what is my most aligned funnel, what are my most magnetic offers, how am I designed to feel alignment. I figured a lot of this out manually, and it was hard. Before I knew about human design, it was really hard because all that happens is your head is tapping away, going, who told you this? How do you know this is true? And you have to keep coming back to faith over and over again. And that's really hard. So your alignment blueprint, when you can overlay it, you have got the keys to the kingdom, because all of a sudden that entire framework that I just showed you, this framework, this sequence, becomes personalized to you without you having to try and figure it out, without you having to try on different things and see if they work, spend money on different tactics, different strategies, different fads to figure out if they're right for you. All of a sudden, there is an actual blueprint that is correlated with what creates a sustainable strategy, because that's what this does, and also sustainable energy, because that's what this does. So when you have access to that, you can start to look for clues in your own human design chart. Now, the human design chart has so many wonderful things inside of it. There's a whole world living inside of your human design chart, and there's so many ways that you can make it applicable to anything in life. But the way I work with it is very specifically with business. So the clues in your chart look a little bit like this. The first thing you can see is that your type shows you how you are in alignment or out of alignment. So you've instantly got a benchmark. You know how to find what is aligned for you and how to know when you are out of alignment without figuring it out later down the line when you didn't get the results that you wanted. You also get to work with your type to know how the best, most aligned, and most magnetic way for you to create content is. The best way for you to sell is also in your type. Your authority, says here in authority, this is your decision making. You're not designed to make decisions from what is logical or from what is predictable or rational. You're designed to make decisions from your authority. Your profile can tell you these numbers here. Your profile can tell you how you're designed to expand your audience. Your defined centers anywhere in your human design chart that have defined centers that are colored, that have centers that are colored in, these are defined. These are what you have consistent access to. They're the beacons that are always, I said earlier, emitting. And I was talking about emissions. I'm like, my goodness, I'm talking about human design like it's some kind of car. But it's like people can feel this energy from you, whether you're doing something or not, when you're aligned. So this is your magnetism. This is what you want to infuse in your copy. You want to infuse it in your offers to make it super magnetic. Your undefined centers, where you have no colors in your centers, or maybe a couple gates where they're not colored in, you've got inconsistent access to the energy in those centers. But what is really important to recognize about these centers is it's where you're more likely to experience conditioning, where you're more likely to experience what separates you from your pure potent power that you were born with. Because in human design theory, you were designed with everything that you require to experience everything that you desire. Your desires are already preordained for you. They've already been chosen by your soul. And then your soul gifts you whatever it is that you require to move forward and what you require to create those and bring those into reality. And all that happens as we're moving through life is we layer on all of these layers of conditioning that we believe to be true or that society has imposed on us. And when we know where to look for those layers of conditioning, i.e. in the undefined centers, then we can get really specific on how that's showing up in our business, how that's showing up in our life, and how we can release those layers in order to come back to our pure potent power. All of a sudden, we don't have to go on a hunt for find the block. What do I need to heal next? Because inevitably, if you hunt for it, you'll find it. When you look for something, you'll always find something. But this gives you a guide. It gives you what is uniquely yours and your soul journey to work on, because on the other side of that conditioning is wisdom. That is your portal for wisdom that is going to create exponential growth for yourself and people in your reality, people who you work with. Okay. So with that, you can see how it can create such alignment, magnetism, ease in your strategy. You want to turn it up some more? Who wants to turn it up? I'm just listening to my little manifester babe upstairs. You might be able to hear him. Manifestors are the leaders of the world. They're designed to make noise. So you will hear him. You want to turn it up some more? Defo, amazing. As if a strategy framework that is sustainable, and as if Your own alignment blueprint is not enough. We can turn it up more. Oh my goodness, the wisdom piece just finally clicked for me. Amazing. Perfect timing, Amber. See, it's always perfect timing. Okay, so ultimate business magnetism comes from actually being able to embody your magnetism. With human design, what happens is it feels like such a coming home. What is he singing? I've got no idea. I have no idea. You missed the start, don't worry. It'll be on replay as well. Join us now because it's just getting really juicy. You want to be able to embody your magnetism because it is different to knowing things to living things. We can know a lot of things. We can know a lot of things about energy, about manifestation, about business. We can know a lot of things about human design. And it's very tempting to know a lot of things about human design and dive in headfirst and find all the things. But the truth is that we have to embody this in order for it to be magnetic. We have to embody. We have to live according to our human design. And that's where most people fall off the bandwagon, so to speak. So we've got to really work out how we can embody this magnetism. We also want to be able to alchemize the blocks. Again, parentheses, that's right, I think. We need to look at, because I genuinely don't believe in blocks. I believe that everything becomes wisdom. So we just get to look at that conditioning and really understand what's happened, where it's coming from, why it's there. And like I said, with human design, we've got this literal blueprint, because I can tell you that this is my chart, by the way, these undefined centers for me have been where there has been a lot of conditioning, and I can see where it's playing out. I can see where it's coming up. I can see where it's sabotaging my business or my life or my relationships. I can see how it plays out. So I know how to work with it, and I know how to alchemize that experience to come back to what is empowered, what is my magnetism. And in doing that, you're activating your abundance. Okay. In doing that, you are activating your abundance because you're living according to your energetic design, which is different from your sister or your parents or your best friend or the business guru who you're following. Oh, I didn't like the word guru. Different to the business people you're following. We're not all the same. We're all very different. So the more we can understand that and then create our business through that lens, the more aligned it's going to be. So when we bring all of these three pieces together, what we're actually creating is the trifecta of business success. And I call these the sovereign code. Your sovereign code is your personal code for alignment, abundance, wealth, and success. Your sovereign code is your human design. It's who you were always designed to be, to come back to sovereignty. Human design alchemy is how we work with the conditioning and how we alchemize that in order to embody what is magnetic for you. And then the human design business is how we bring all of those pieces into your business to create sustainability energetically and strategically. Okay. So all of those pieces, that trifecta of business success, can you see how powerful, how potent that could be when you implement that into your business? Let me know. Can you feel that? Sorry, that was a really big slurp of my tonic water, my virgin tonic water over here. Okay, so non-negotiable number 3, the high demand effect. Yes. The high demand effect. You came here to understand high demand, how to become high demand. And that is what I've been building up to. We're getting there, right? So what I've already shared with you is that there are so many things that we are told that don't serve us, all of the lies, right? So we know that that way is not working. We know that that way is not the way forward, to buy into recession, to buy into the blueprints, and to buy into doing more, be busier, like panic, slap out loads of different sales things. What we know is that there's a better way. We've explored a more aligned way to create a business that serves you and supports you, that is sustainable and scalable. And now I want to bring all of that into a neat parcel into conclusion with the high demand effect, because what effectively is happening, this is such a rubbish picture, but I genuinely couldn't find anything better and ran out of time to create anything nicer. But what is happening in the world right now, however you look at whether the mindset around recession or whatever, what is actually happening is very simple. It's supply and demand. And when the pandemic hit, supply in the online space went like this. It went, whoosh. Everybody went online. Everybody started businesses online. The online space boomed, and it continues to boom. Like, there's evidence all around us. There's evidence everywhere. I'm seeing people having highest ever launches, highest ever cart open days, lowest ad costs for years. Even I set up ads for the first time for a couple of years, and I was like, wow, these costs are low. Let's keep rolling with this. So all of these different things, there's this like increase in supply. And because there's an increase in supply, it also means that there's an increase in people who are looking. But what happens then with the mindset piece is that people go, when people get fearful, when people get anxious because of the media, because of all the things, all the scaremongering that we're seeing, and because of the immediate impact of things like fuel costs and gas bills and all of those different things, people go like this. So then demand drops. Or seemingly, like, there's still loads of opportunity. We've covered that. I'm not going to go over that again, but I want you to understand what's happening. So all that means that it's more important now than ever to make sure that you are not only seen and connected with, that you become really visible with a standout message, but it's also really essential, more essential now than ever, that you have an offer that is also essential, that is easy to say yes to. Okay. So when we look at this, we want to create this high demand effect by creating a standout message and an essential offer, because all the nice to have offers are struggling. If you don't know what the transformation of your offer is, it is not going to hit the spot. If you don't know what the transformation is and you don't know that it is essential, and your clients don't know, your soulmate clients don't know it's essential, that's nice, I'll buy it next year, or I'll buy it when things change, or that is not going to support you. So your offer has to be really essential. And if you are not getting a standout message, then people are not finding your essential offer. Both of these things are the key to creating the high demand effect. We've got to really work with that and look at that and how you're using that in your business to create this high demand effect. Does that make sense? Let me know. Does that make sense for you? So your standout message, we already spoke about this. You need a message that speaks to your soulmate client, that she can go, oh my God, it's like you're reading my mind. It's got to be one that is magnetic, because when it's magnetic, your energy is doing the heavy lifting for you. You don't need to post more because the magnetism is there. And it's got to be one that innovates, one that is innovative, one that is different, one that is differentiated, that positions you differently to all of the other people who are doing the same thing that you do. Okay? For your essential offer, it's more important now than ever to have an offer that is proven, one that creates creates fast tracks. Same thing, right? One that creates results quick. And one that is referred, because remember what we said earlier about the referrals. Remember what we said earlier about the more you have those referrals, the more trust there is already built into that sales process. The more that you have proven results, the more that you are able to get quicker results, the easier it is for people to say yes. The easier it is for people to see that this is an essential offer for now. Does this make sense? So it is possible for you to do all of this without spending years figuring it out. So are you ready to fast track your results? Let me know. Archie's talking about hurricanes. He's not even singing. He's talking about hurricanes. Okay, let me know. Are you ready to fast track your results? Do you want me to show you how you can become high demand, how you can fast track your results? You know it. Yes, please. Amazing. Okay, so I'd like you to meet Chamonix. So Chamonix is an incredible messaging coach. She supports women to find their message and to really connect in with their niche. And we had one call together. And after that call, we focused on her alignment. We focused on message and the offer. And after that call, she signed 19 clients. She said it was the most business transactions she had, and then went on to raise her prices. So what I'm going to share with you allows you to really tune into this as an opportunity. The opportunity is ultimately to innovate your business, because remember, they're the proven thrivers throughout a recession and beyond. An opportunity to align your business, because that's where there's proven certainty in your business, and to become the only answer, because that's where there's proven success. This is how you become high demand. So I just want to check with you. I think this is fascinating. Do you? So what I'd like to know, if there was a way for you to get your own high demand effect into your business with the success trifecta for proven use in your business and to have results in as little as 30 days, would you take it? I mean, ultimately, the results that I've shared with you have happened a lot faster, and there's a lot of quick results that can happen. But I wanted to be a little bit realistic with this. I originally started with a week because I know that changes can happen really fast. But I thought 30 days. Let's go with 30 days. But ultimately, it's the rest of your business. Hell yes, for sure. Amazing. Yes, like a hurricane. Like a hurricane. Because now you can. What if I told you that there was a breathtakingly easy way to create your standout message and essential offer? That you won't even have to change loads in your business to create it. That it can work with what you already have. That you don't need to be a one-woman marketing machine to become high demand. We've all been there, right? How many of you resonate with one-woman marketing machine? Okay, now I've got to do reels. Now I've got to be on LinkedIn. Now I've got to post on Twitter 10 times because the marketing guru told me. So, we've all been in that space. That all it takes to become high demand and create consistent 5-figure plus months is to have a little faith. And faith is low right now because of all the media and all of the things we've already spoken about. That those who have the faith and take the leap are rewarded with a high demand business with consistent and scalable income. And today I want the same benefits for you too. This is what I've shared with you from the start, that my desire is for you to be able to implement this in your business, to have a standout message, an easy to say yes offer. Like, I call this a bees to honey offer, because it's like, what is the offer that is going to have your soulmate client literally queuing up to work with you? And a scalable, sustainable business. Is exhausting, right? Doing the one-woman marketing machine. Totally get it. I mean, I went into business to do marketing and I was still like, oh, more marketing, really? So I want to introduce you to the Human Design Business Certification. It is the first of its kind certification. It positions you as the standout and desirable expert in your industry. So what this means is that people know you, people know who you are, and they desire to work with you, because standout and desirable is really potent. It differentiates your offer as innovative, trusted, personalized, and essential. Now, the offers that are created as a result of having the Human Design Business Certification, they've all been tried, tested, proven. They already have that backing of being innovative. They already have that backing of being trusted, because there's already results there. They're already personalized because, hello, human design. And they are essential because they are going to create return on investment really quickly. Okay. So it builds proven, sustainable, and scalable success. It's proven because there's already so many people who've gone through this process, not in a certification way, but through the actual processes that are part of the certification, and have created sustainable and scalable success. So without figuring it out yourself, without working harder, without burning out or selling your soul to get to the heady heights of 45K years and 50-hour weeks. I mean, does that turn anybody on? We're looking for 5-figure plus months, right? And not 50-hour weeks. This has been my journey, working 18-hour days to working 18-hour weeks. So this is all possible for you too. And without the need to squeeze yourself into another blueprint ever again. It's like, I used to say, it's like wearing somebody else's underwear. It's super uncomfortable. And you don't need to buy them, because you will understand your own blueprint, your own business strategy, and your energetic blueprint in as little as 30 days. We can scrub that out and put a week if you're feeling super ambitious as well. Even if you feel like you already tried every option, I hear your course fatigue screaming. I get it. I totally get it. And even if you feel like you don't have the time, And even if you still have buyer's remorse from the last generic program you invested in, it seems impossible, right? I'd like to introduce you to Jo. Some of you here know Jo. She's lovely. So Jo found her version of business alignment. And when Jo and I started working together, it was actually just coming up to Christmas. And then Jo was sick a couple times with COVID. And even within the space of, well, we were working together 3 months, and we actually didn't really get into the work until the last month. In the space of that month, Jo was able to create the same income in 1 month as 6 months in the previous year. So everything can change really fast. Jo is actually now a desirable standout expert as well, who is hunted down. Hunted down is not quite right. Who is what's another word for hunted down? Pursued? I don't know. It all sounds really like she works with a lot of other coaches to support them as well, and she is definitely a desirable standout expert. The results do the speaking. Other clients who didn't always want to be named experienced painful clients out of nowhere, 3 times their monthly income goals in the same month. 5K after only 1 session, invited to tender for £1 million contract, and 2 5-figure launches in the first 2 months of working with this framework. So there is so in demand. Yes, thank you. Headhunted. Yeah, they're super masculine, aren't they? The words for desirable. And me. I'm going to put me in here because, like I said at the beginning, whatever I share with you, I am doing that work. I have done it. I've qualified in it. I've embodied it. I live it. I walk the talk. So for myself, here's a few things that I did. 40K cash month, multi 5-figure launches. I had 3 5-figure plus. So there were multi 5-figure launches in 6 weeks with no burnout. 6-figure cash in 3 months while I was renovating a house. And I did do a lot of that myself. 19K in 3 days without launching, all working on average 15 hours a week. 75K plus launches, 5 figures recurring revenue every month, working less than 18-hour weeks. Well, got to check my stats there. They're all around the same. It's all good. So what has happened? I mean, I used to work that every single day. By implementing what I'm sharing with you now has been the ultimate game changer, because I will also tell you that I love working with the people who I love with. My business is so fun. It is so much about turn on and what is exciting. And I genuinely jump out of bed, literally ready to go and do the work when I'm following my sacral urges as sacral generator, right? So even this, I can't even tell you how excited I am to share this with you. Maybe you can feel that as well. So I want to share with you what's inside the certification. There's 3 core components. So the sovereign code, which is what I shared with you at the beginning, which is understanding your human design. It's really getting to the heart and soul of what is empowered inside of you. So then we move into the human design business and human design alchemy. So let me run through each of these for you. The sovereign code is how you access human design as a tool, because essentially human design is a system. It is a system to fast track your understanding of your clients. It's a system to empower them in a process of their own self-awareness. Because when you can instantly understand every client's unique code for abundance, wealth, success, or whatever you're bringing through, because there's lots of different things we can bring through here, it's going to allow you to create a more personalized and a more aligned experience for them, which is going to fast track their results. And remember, we said about the referrals and how powerful referrals are. Like, that's the go-to strategy always, is to have referrals, to have those testimonials, those case studies, to have other people saying you need to go work with this person. This happens when you start using human design, because it's such a coming home for people. And then when you combine it with the work that you're doing and get those potent results, of course they're going to share it with all the people who they care about and who they care about their success. So it's based on an innate knowledge of human design as an energy system. And I have made it practical, tangible, more empowered than most teach. And I will tell you, I have learned a lot. I've qualified in human design. I've trained a lot in human design. And there is so much out there that is disempowered, that is fundamentally wrong, and is not practical, tangible. It's just a lot of knowledge. but this is made practical and tangible so that you can actually work with it. Then human design alchemy is the embodiment piece. So human design alchemy is where rapid results happen. And this process itself has been responsible for 5K coming in when I've literally been doing the process with people, like new clients booking while we've been doing the process. It's been responsible for the £1 million contract. It's been responsible for so many different things. 15.5. So Anita, who did 15,500 in 5 days, a lot of this was bringing through the alchemy inside of the framework, the system, not the system, the sequence. So human design alchemy is actually about the embodiment of human design where rapid results happen. It's commonly referred to as deconditioning, but there is nothing common about the way that I share this in the revolutionary process of human design alchemy, embodiment and expansion that is essential yet often missed for any human design practitioner. And what I also know is that it is missed in their own journey and their own experience of human design as well. Then we have the human design business, which is a 7-part sequence for sustainable and scalable success using human design. This is actually the model that I've been using since 2018 in various different branding, and has so many different testimonials and proven case studies for lots of different online, offline artists, authors, coaches, consultants, not just in business, not just like the online business space. It is a fast track to understanding exactly what your soulmate client needs to grow her business right now from an energetic and strategic perspective. So you will be certified in understanding and delivering these core aspects, which has a value itself of $9,999. You also get access to so much more because the human design business certification will be accredited through the CPD so that you are assured of its quality and that you get to be really my words are not working well today. Is Mercury still in retrograde? You will be assured of the quality of it, and it's a proper accreditation. It's not just this course that I've thrown out. In order to be accredited through the CPD, you have to make sure that it is designed so that it's easy to go through, that it's easy to implement, and that it's easy to get results from. So there is quality built into it all the way through. You actually also get a 7-month support process. It's like a 7-month mastermind, but lots of support. There's a lot of immersion built into this because it's really important you go through this process yourself and embody it energetically and in your business. You get lifetime access to everything. You get tools, guides, resources, so many things that you will then be able to use not only to understand it and to learn now, but also in supporting your clients. Plus, it's essentially a business in a box. When I was creating this, I was like, it's just like a business in a box because there's so much building of a business focus on it so that you can move forward with it super quick. So it includes reference guides, support tools that support your journey and your client work with a value of $1,999. You also get a proven diagnostic, which I have used with a 100% conversion rate so that you can get clients as soon as possible. And honestly, the value of this is priceless, but it is $1,999. And you also get business support, including expert positioning, audience expansion, and immediate income opportunities through putting you on different platforms, exposing you to different audiences. Like some of these words, the language is not great. Exposing you to different audiences. Did anyone else get a version of a flasher in their mind when they said that? Sovereign Code is full of so much info, and you explain it easy, understand words. Thank you, Sam. Oh, that makes my heart sing. Yeah, Mercury till 2nd of October, then post shadow for 2 weeks. Amazing. God, I love Mercury. So the business support piece, I'm super excited about because there's a lot of things that I am building in the background that you will be positioned as the expert on. So community groups like this, for example, but also in podcasts and blogs and websites, plus audience expansion everywhere, plus immediate income opportunities, not only through obviously the diagnostic and all of the knowledge that you get to use and how you get to use this as your standout authority and create your easy to say yes to offer, but also in different products that you will have access to sell that complement the work as well, and you can create income from. And also there's just a lot of opportunities for you to generate income. I don't want to go into all the details of that because it's not all quite finalized. Plus, I like to surprise and delight you when you're inside of this experience, right? There are also some bonuses. You get nervous system support, because it's really important that when you are supported in your nervous system, not only do you understand the information easily, because there is a lot of information. I'm not going to make any bones about it. There is a lot of information in here because I want it to be as impactful as possible. But it's also important that when you get that nervous system support, that it allows you to absorb the information in a powerful way. Also, it means that you can open to receive instantly. It means that you can be supported to open to receive instead of doing that. Remember, we did that close down when we were talking about the recession. Other bonuses, you get to implement this for yourself. It is essential that you implement this for yourself. So it is like going through the Sovereign Code, Human Design Alchemy, and the Human Design Business, which collectively have a value of £6,666, because you have to go through those. And what you get as you're going through those is not only a better understanding of yourself, you also are going to be embodying it, so you become more magnetic and more aligned. You're going to have more vitality, more energy, more joy in your life and in your business. And in the Human Design Business itself, there's so much information in there about how you can use this to market specifically based on your human design, how you can create funnels, how you can create ads based on your human design. There's templates, there's over-the-shoulder step-by-step creation. It's literally like, if you imagine everything you need for a business, it's all there. It's literally all there. You also get real-time Telegram support as well, because the integration part of the process is where you are going to need to lean into the support the most, because rocking up to the calls, that's great if you've got something to say on that call, but it's actually when we're embodying it and integrating it in real life when we need the most support. So for me, I mean, the value of the Telegram support is actually priceless too. So the total value of the program is £28,161. And there are, of course, alternatives. There's loads of alternatives. I actually spoke to somebody the other day who had they had a guaranteed conversion tool. So, if you think about the diagnostic that I just spoke to you about that has a 100% conversion rate, they had a similar thing and told me it was $60,000. So trust me, I mean, I've done all the research. There's so many different alternatives out there, but I will say that there is nothing as comprehensive as this either, because there is nothing out there that has all of these aspects. There are other things that cover any one aspect, that focus on training only, and then they deliver and ditch you. Whereas this is built for you to integrate all of the things, literally embody it, and be fully supported, not only to learn it. There's also a whole section of the certification that is positioned specifically for you to focus on how that then works in your business, to build your business, to position you as the expert, and to get sales in a really sustainable way. The Human Design Business Certification is the only accreditation that includes the trifecta and focuses on your business success so holistically in the marketplace. And again, I've done a lot of research and I've done a lot of them as well. It also has a risk-free application process. If this is not a good fit for you, I will tell you, because I only want this to work for the people who are ready for it. So if it's not a good fit, I will be honest with you, and I will point you in other directions and support you in the way that is right for you, because that is really important from an integrity perspective too. The good thing is I'm not charging you anywhere near even the value of £28,161. In fact, not even a quarter of the value, and still giving you 10 times more value, more impact, and more results. But there is a catch. You can only get this price if you are the next 8 people to sign up, because that's the only amount of spaces we've got left. After that, the cohort is full and the investment will increase for the next cohort, which will be next year. So here's what it all looks like. You get lifetime access to the Human Design Business Certification. Of course, you get the certification itself so that you can use this with your clients. You get all of the support materials, the guides, the tools, the conversion diagnostic, the business support. You get all of the bonuses, the nervous system support. You can implement it for yourself, and you also get the real support as well. My maths is wrong on this, I just noticed. A total value of $28,161. That bit is right. The other maths, I need a bit of one energy in my life, I think. you can get all of that for one payment of £4,000, or 7 payments of £599, or 12 payments of £399. There are only 8 places left. And remember, there is a risk-free application process, which you can access all of this. Let me drop the link for you. I don't think this is, I'm going to drop the link in a minute. It's not easy for me to do it without losing my train of thought. So you get all of this. Right now, you can get the Human Design Business Certification, the first of its kind, for only £4,000. And you get lifetime access to everything inside of it. So right now, you get all of this. To reiterate, you get 7 months support. This is a mastermind. You're going to be supported to embody, supported with your nervous system, supported with your business as we're moving through it. And you're going to be supported to really get the most understanding, the most empowered understanding out of all of these. You can secure your place now, ready for the start date, which is 10/10, and get instant access to 3 secret bonuses, because I ran out of room and space to write all the things that you get because there's so much. So if all this program did was show you how to use your human design, or get you out of overwhelm and into overflow in your business, or finally allow you to break free from the feast and famine roller coaster, would you agree that 4K is a tiny price to pay? It's almost insignificant, really. And I don't say that lightly. I've invested in a lot of programs. I think about, so many things that, I probably could have been a property tycoon by now if I hadn't have invested in so many programs. But you get lifetime access to all of this. You get lifetime access to all of these things. And there are different payment plans as well. So if you want to work out the different payment plans, if this is calling to you, then I would say, the best thing you could do is go through the application process, because the applications will be taken on a first come, first serve basis. So when those 8 places are filled, that's it until the next cohort, which will be next year. And it'll probably be more like April next year. So the best thing you can do, if this is speaking to you, if you're feeling lit up by this, if you can see the possibilities that are available for you, if you want to be guided through a process where you are going to be fully supported to not only embody, but also to implement in your business, then the best thing you could do is fill in that application. You really only have 3 options at this point, because I've shared with you all of the different things that are happening. You can decide to do nothing and keep running after the blueprints, hoping they will crack the code for your consistent income. But we both know that's a one-way ticket to burnout and misery, because we've all been there lots of times, right? You can try to implement the system on your own. It might work. Actually, it'll probably be better than what you have been doing, but something tells me better isn't good enough. This, for you, if you are called to the certification, you know that better is not good enough. Or get everything included in the Human Design Business Certification that gets consistent 5-figure months without hustling or sleazy selling, so that you can have a reliable business in as little as 30 days, even if you feel like you have bought every course created with 0 success. The choice is yours. It really is your choice. And this is the thing, because, oh, thank you, Julia. You're amazing. Yes, Amber's already in. The thing about all of the different options, and this is what so many people said to me, is, I want to have this, I want to have more clarity and more certainty. That I can give you. I can always give you a way to move forward, and I can always give you certainty. It's literally my human design to do that. So the choice really is yours. You can be like Phoebe, who says 2/4 of negative GDP is a recession, or you can be like Joey, who says 2/4 of negative GDP is the best economy in modern history. Any friend lovers in here? Friends lovers, not friend lovers, friends lovers. I literally can hear them speaking this out at the moment, because this is when they're doing the French thing. I love it. You can be like Jay with the 17K in a week. You can be fully booked and increasing your prices like Chamonix. You can be like Joe with more income in 1 month than 6 months. Or you can continue on the way you are right now, which is nothing wrong with that. You're amazing. You're extraordinary already for doing the thing that so many other people wish they could do and they're not. Or you can join the Human Design Business Certification. So let me know who has questions about this. Does anyone have any questions about what I shared today? Because the most important thing that I would like to get over to you is that the recession is not all doom and gloom, that there is a way that you can create a sustainable business, that there are loads of opportunities available for everybody right now. And that if you are ready to move forward with support, then I am here to support you with what I believe is going to be not only a nice to have, I genuinely believe that human design is going to be essential in every business moving forward in one way or another. That the more that you can understand human design, and there's a whole load of reasons for that, the more that you can understand it and support your clients in a way that is personalized and will fast track their results, it's just going to become an essential. Even in the last few years since I was learning human design and integrating it into my business, I have seen so many people jump on board with human design because it's so powerful. So my invitation to you is to fill in the application if this speaks to you. It's risk-free, right? It's an application process. You don't have to buy. But if it's speaking to you, then I would fill in the application process. And they will be assessed on first come, first serve basis. If you have questions, there's also a link on that page where you can DM me, or you can find me here, obviously, and DM me. And if you would like to jump in, then jump in. I don't feel like there's anything else I could say about that. Okay, so are there any questions from anybody who's watching? Let me know. Very powerful and insightful. Thank you. My pleasure. Okay, so what I will do is for all of those of you who are on live still, just drop me a little message and say live in the comments. And then I can send you, I will DM you the business alchemy ritual. And then I will also have a little look through and see who the most engaged is. And then I will put a comment on this thread and message you to see who has won the engagement competition as well. Live. Amazing. Okay, so this has been so much fun. Hopefully it's been insightful for you as well. I cannot wait to start the business human design business certification. It is going to be incredible. There is so much gold in there, and there is also so many different support aspects for you. So even if it was a 7-month mastermind, it's amazing, but you get so much more: the certification, the training, the implementation, everything. Okay. Amazing. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm around if you want to ask questions. You're amazing. I love you. I'll see you soon.